It's okay. Off your mind, it's okay. Off your mind,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego the politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My egun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My egun don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego
Hello there.
My ego la wamo la moto do do do. My ego diary, my ego la wamo la moto do do do. My ego diary, my ego tide o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. My ego diary, lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Good morning to you. Welcome back. We sort of accurate for those of you who joined us earlier today. Good afternoon to you. Good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Mayegun Live. This is going to be an interesting night. Please read beyond the caption of this broadcast. Read the description of the broadcast as well. Because right there is the detail of what we will be talking about this evening. It is not just going to be about Bobrisky and the VDM and the National Assembly and all the drama that happened today. There are so many more important stuff to actually talk about, but we are starting with the dramas. Tell everybody that needs to know. was a drama galore. Initially, you'll be wondering, what will be the business of the National Assembly, the House of Representatives in this online squabble? We are talking about Nigeria. If they explain to you, right, and about Nigeria, somehow you understand it without getting mad. You explain that well. All the dramas that happens in Nigeria every day, most of them, they don't have any direct benefit on the majority. It's just that on Mayegun's Diary Political, we look beyond the drama, we look in the details. Now today I know say social media suspension day, proper suspension day. A few days ago we were celebrating, we were not celebrating, pretty much like we were wondering that the Minister of Interior, who suspended the supposed handlers of the Nigerian prison service online, actually suspended them until today. We can't realize in a social media suspension, it is not real. Can you imagine? You see this scandal of Bobrisky and the others. It is also helping us to see more about the uselessness of the institutions in Nigeria. Share this. So good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Mayegun Live. This morning, we woke up to the what later came out to be the drama to kickstart the whole day. And it is between, it is for those invited by the National Assembly guys, House of Representatives, who decided to probe into the bribery allegation against the two institutions of the federal government of Nigeria, the Nigerian Prison Service called the Correctional Service, the Nigeria EFCC Anti-Graft Agency, because a young man named Idris Okuneye AKA Bobrisky, in a video, in an audio recording, so in a phone call that has now become audio recording evidence, where he alleged that he paid the EFCC in Nigeria to get his name, scratched off the what is that called again? Money laundering probe. So they were probing. They said he was accused of money laundering for some people, and he was to be tried for that. Also, he was arrested as well for defacing the naira. Now, EFCC in Nigeria is considered as the attack dog of the whoever is in government. So in this instance, before then, EFCC is very much famous for raiding people's homes, cutting deal with some other criminals, financial criminals, or financial crime perpetrators and all that. The internet fraudsters, and then once in a while, the politicians. So they are very famous for breaking into people's homes, arresting and parading them, and sometimes displaying the conviction of people who have committed financial crimes in Nigeria, with the pride that, yes, we are stopping the advancement of financial crimes in Nigeria. Until one Idris Okuneye, that is a bribe. I don't know why I kept calling him a Bobrisky. I think we're going to have to stick to that now, not Bob Torisky, right? Latu, I don't know. You put that in my mouth. Bobrisky, who happened to be one convicted member of the public, convicted for defacing Nigerian naira, a crime that is not really of a custodian punishment. But surprisingly, a judge in Nigeria sent him to prison. Okay, and that was supposed to be the end of it until an audio came out from somebody. He was owing 4 million naira, where he not only tried to blackmail the person, he also went on to say things that actually indicted the EFCC. To say, well, I was sent to jail for defacing Naira when I was supposed to actually get community service punishments. But there is more to that. Let me tell you. That's how he spoke there. He said, let me tell you, the EFCC was actually investigating me for money laundering. And my godfather said that, we could get rid of that. And what did I do? I paid EFCC 15 million naira to scrunch my name from that investigation. Also, I didn't go to any prison. So just so you know, oh, okay, EFCC 1, then prison officials 2. How did you not go to prison? What happened? Usually there is VIP session or VIP segment in Nigeria prison, okay, where if you pay well, you won't go into the main population of the prison. You go to the VIP where you can have access to your phone, you have access to your own meals, you can have visitors like as you want. It's not going to be prison per se. It's just going to be like an holiday home, right? But the guy was like, no, not VIP session. Forget about that. I was actually given an apartment outside the prison. That's new. So these two statements, right, prompted, in fact, triggered reactions online. And the man at the center of it, VDM, VeryDarkMan, was like, me, I have been sent to prison before. Nobody offered me an apartment outside the prison. How could you, Bobrisky, have such privilege? Who is your godfather? Man, EFCC, you need to answer this. Nigeria Prison Service, you need to answer this. That was the beginning. That was what brought about all the drama you have been witnessing all this while. Okay? Normal, it wouldn't be an issue. But which level? What thing happened? So EFCC responded by saying, oh, we are launching a probe. Oh, this is serious now. The Nigerian Prison Service responded by saying, no, that's not true. In fact, we are launching a probe into it. You see, now that it became the government institutions showing interest to want to clear their names, right? That was how the whole hula baloo, Igiaga, started. In case if you are wondering, say, this one a Nigeria problem. This let's talk about that things that is more important. This is important. It simply shows, which to some of this Gen Z today, it shows that if you have money, okay, you can actually get away with any crime. No matter how much they try to make you or preach to you to stay away from crime, no, don't stay away. If you have the money, you can escape any judgment or punishment.
Is it not? Have you heard about this Bobrisky scandal?
The allegations of the
is it allegation?
Allegations that some officers
is this in the Ministry of Interior?
Yes, Interior. It's under the House of Reps is probing it. It's under the Ministry of Interior, the National Correctional Service.
Do you know that they can sentence you and don't go to prison in Nigeria?
Oh my God!
Do you know that you can pay money to be pardoned?
It happens really. So you can bribe your way.
Asking me.
So you know a lot. I'm just a young person, so you've seen a lot and you've heard a lot, and you're a very powerful man in this country.
This is very contemporary.
Yes, I don't know everything. So I'm learning that in a Nigeria.
Do you get that? This became a thing. It's not about Bobrisky per se. It is with a brazen, nonchalant attitude he was talking about it in that audio, right? That got so many people like, oh, some said, you see this kind of thing in Nigeria. Now, one kind of secret, we see people they take to their grave. Okay? FBI, CIA, DSS, NIA, PPM, MTN, nobody will beat them out of you. If you ever use this, if you ever use such privilege, you know they tell anybody, who the hell is this guy? Why would you do that? Then the very dark man in the middle of it, right? He has a very big platform. Okay? The guy has a combined followers on all platforms that is like, over 3 million followers on all platforms. So it was easier to say, what? No, no, yeah, no, yes, no. And to clear their names, sometimes you see stuff like this. EFCC no go see anything. Prison correctional service, they won't see anything. But because this guy has a very big platform, a platform that somehow people will keep spreading it, they will keep analyzing it, they will keep asking questions. So they were dragged into it to respond. Now them responding is what has now escalated it. We've had a section of the country who have been condemning the guy, VeryDarkMan, not what he actually exposed. We've had a section of the country trying to intimidate him, gaslight him, blackmail him, and all that. Then we have a section of the country as well that is more interested in what really happened. Tell us. To the point that the Minister of Interior in Nigeria announced the suspension of some officials of the Nigerian prison service. Today we can't say now ordinary social media suspension is not real. I didn't know that. In the last 72 hours, I was still talking about them like the action of suspension. I shouldn't have fake. We'll get to that part. The National Assembly, I think in their effort that they want to clear or they want to probe it and find out what really happened, they extended an invitation to Bobrisky, VDM, EFCC chairman, and then prison officials to come and answer some questions. You, Mr. VDM, could you please bring all the evidence you said you have? It all started from, remember, Bobrisky was owing somebody 4 million naira and he won't pay. And he dared the person to do his worst. And on that same call was where he made all of that, revelation. Now, when he heard that VeryDarkMan is on the matter, that same day, he paid the money, 4 million naira to the person he owed. And he expected the whole issue to die down. But VeryDarkMan was like, no. Forget about the money you owed. Did you say you paid EFCC 15 million to stop a money laundering probe or investigation about you? Really? Did you actually say that you paid people in the prison service that you did not go to any prison at all? I know we are more interested now. Before, now pigeon they put mouth. Now, chicken don't put mouth. Before, little bento, they say, at the yeti dust. And say when chicken begin to scratch the heart for something, Papa, you go see the impact too. But if now pigeon, that one go just chop, fly away, leave out. So the Nigeria National Assembly, House of Representatives, now invited all these guys. Bobrisky no show, but he sent his lawyer. EFCC chairman no show, he no send anybody. But there were others who showed up. The supposedly suspended prison officials, including Assistant Controller General, Deputy Controller General of Prison. High-ranking officials were in that National Assembly today. So we will start tonight from that drama. Hopefully we can wrap it up in another half an hour. Then we're going to go to more serious thing. I don't know how to explain this to you than to show you Nigeria, even though some says that Nigeria is actually in recession. Your economy is tanked. But I think there's a difference between recession and bankruptcy. Bankruptcy by you. But we'll get to that part too. This morning, VeryDarkMan, his own lawyer, as well as his own hype man, all of them showed up from the start. Let's go to the National Assembly.
That new building, you might have 3 issues or something.
So I don't say anything while I'm here, and Bobrisky will not be here. Now, my lawyer will be the one to talk, and I will not say a word, because I will not want to walk out from the people that are holding on to my father. So I won't say anything until Bobrisky is here and the EFCC Chairman is here. Thank you very much.
Number 2, I'm just echoing what we are discussing. Number two, he's saying that he has not said he's not going to speak. At least we came prepared, we came with almost everything that is needed by this committee here. We have even come with additional evidence that is not even available online. We have come with everything. So he's not saying, I don't want to assist the committee, I don't want to talk. He's saying because that person who should be here, who is not here, who has sent a lawyer to represent he or she, that he is not going to talk directly, that he's going to talk to his counsel. That's just all he's saying, and nothing more.
In addition, I would like to say, the man from my state, he said if I don't speak, they will move equations to the state. I will not mind being I will not mind, but let me tell story, please. And also, in the voice notes, Bobrisky said something about the Godfather. So it's obvious that there's a Godfather somewhere that might maybe told him not to come, and then nothing will happen because he has disrespected everybody here by not coming, and you are trying to force me to talk, and you are already throwing the little threats that you will detain me. I will stay in the cell, and this is not my first time, it's not my second time. So I'll go and stay there until he's ready. But for now, I will not say anything. If I say anything, let me die.
We are taking note of the fact that
so I'll just go on. Now, in the video I posted online, I explained everything. For the people that saw the video, it was well detailed and well explained. How I got hold of that recording is as a result of Bobrisky blackmailing somebody he owes money. So according to the story and according to the evidence, that's a proof of chat that was sent to me. The person borrowed Bobrisky 4 million naira when Bobrisky was in the EFCC detention, or rather in the private apartment lodge. The person gave him the money on the on the 19/6/2024, the person gave him the money, 4 million naira. It was transferred to this account number 0496411279. Abiola Okuneye, and as you know, Bobrisky's name is Okuneye, so probably Kudaba. So apparently it's his brother's account. So when it was time to get the money back, according to the story the guy told me and the evidence I saw, he told Bobrisky he wanted that money to complete his building in Lagos. So that was why I borrowed him the money. So it was now time to pay. From the receipt I have here, he sent him a message. Bobrisky refused to respond. Sent him another one after like few days. Bobrisky also refused to respond. When Bobrisky eventually responded, Bobrisky said, I'm going to give you the money in, I think, September. So September 1st, the guy reached out to Bobrisky again. Bobrisky refused. And the next thing that followed it was blackmail. He said, I will tell them that you are smooshing me and you are kissing me. So the guy felt very, very somehow because felt like he was not going to get his money. God so kind, there's VeryDarkMan that has the platform to call out the people that owes money and they will pay. So a friend of mine who is very popular contacted me and he said, VDM, see what's going on. And I said, okay, no problem. If you have received, send it. Then when he
So initially he said he won't say anything since Bobrisky wasn't going to show up, rather sent a lawyer. Then later he agreed to testify and give them the evidence and give them the backstory or the background of the whole thing. So he presented his evidence, text messages, audio, the threats, the receipt of the payment of the debt, and on. That's the second part. Let's see it.
Then when he sent it, now I'll say something here. When he sent it, immediately I made a video, first video, and I said, Bobrisky, I'm giving you 4 hours to pay back. Then he started begging the guy. Now, what I'm going to say that my lawyer doesn't even know. Now, he started begging the guy. Then he paid. Immediately, he paid. But when I listened to the audio, I said, nah, even though you pay, this has to go there out there, man. Because EFCC cannot go around harassing some boys, young boys, and somebody with a godfather will be pulling stunts. I was detained in the prison. My very good friend, Sean Kuti, was detained as well. A lot of boys are inside the prison. Bobrisky is not any way better than them. So I didn't see any reason why I should keep the audio. I kept the receipt of his payment, which he paid that day. So immediately I got it, which was on Tuesday, September 24th, on Tuesday, just 6 days ago, I think. Then the chat acknowledging when he was disturbing the guy that he wants to refund immediately after I saw my video. And then, yes, the chats. And the chats where he blackmailed the guy. There's a particular place where he blackmailed the guy. The chat also asking for the money. As a reminder, we would like to read one part for September 4th. He said, Dear Bobrisky, this is a reminder for the return of the loan amount of 4 million naira as agreed. The due date for the return is September 1st. Mind you, this September 1st, it was Bobrisky that gave him the dates. Then he said, kindly use the attachment account details to send the refund. Then he sent his account number. So because he didn't get it, he came to me. So I'll read the part of the blackmail that made him, because, yes, I would like to clarify that the guy said he's not gay. I don't know, I don't live with him, but he has kids. So he said he's not gay. Okay, so this part, after requesting, sorry. So this part, the guy went on saying things like, I helped you when you needed help. When it's time to pay me back, I'm stressing me, this is not fair. How will you pay me like this? Then Bobrisky went on to say, when you kiss me and smoosh me, did you give me any money? Are you mad? Your visit to Nigeria that you kissed me in Lagos, did you give me anything? I didn't ask you for money. No, because I am fucking okay. If not EFCC, you think I'm going to ask you for money? Does that mean it's because of EFCC is asking for money? I know. So if not EFCC, do you think I'm going to ask you for money? You are typing all this message to someone help you post flyers without collecting anything from you. Wow. Go ahead and call me out. I will respond to you on IG. You know I am shameless and I don't care. You will get your money, I have your account. I don't want to look like someone that is ungrateful. But threatening me that you give me 24 hours is the height of it. I am waiting for you to post or call me out. So apparently the guy told him he was going to tell me. So these are the evidence I'm going to present. And additionally, after this, there's a second one and there's a third one.
Okay.
And I'll do everything.
He
paid that day. So immediately I wrote it, I just smiled. So he was like, but here's the thing, Bobrisky didn't know that this guy recorded everything. But because Bobrisky obviously I have the platform here. You understand how I roll. So you quickly did, and I said, no, it has to go there. Now, I need to verify something about Femi Falana and Falana Chopa. Because apparently right now, some people are taking advantage of what is going on to target Femi Falana. And I would like to still say here now that I apologize to him for the dent on his name. However, it's so sad that his name was inside our road. I could not believe it as well. That was why that was the past that even irritated me more. Which I said I refuse to believe that it will be past and party to something like that that will make people take somebody out of prison and get a pardon. So yeah, I have the recording. I have one part. I can't give you guys the whole part because I don't know if obviously the color is there. It's very good. So I'll give you one part of it. Then maybe when another time I can give you the complete audio. Furthermore, the lighter one. I have another one that he was telling me about. So I am very, very ready. The reason why I wanted it to be, I wanted to look at the heading tonight so that you understand that Nigeria is not for the godfathers. Yes, Nigeria is not for the godfathers. I will not allow corruption. If I see a secret about you, or that I will tell. But I know you that say you put me outside, especially I will tell, especially you. Now, we implore you people to actually put the right things because if you listen to people have to say their face. I believe a lot of people say members are here. Everybody to say yourself.
It's okay, it's okay. Can you describe what you have to the client? Hello?
Then after that, they ask Bobrisky's lawyer, why is he not here? What happened? His response.
I don't think this is the custom of this parliament to have legal representations in issues like this. So we are not going to accept legal representation. Like I said before, when we get to every stage, we address it. This is the time now for us to address the issue of the absence of Mr. Idris. Yeah. You said? Okay, legal counsel, can you tell us why he is not here?
I want to apologize for the absence of my but I also want to state something on record. The institution of this panel is not feeling fine. It's not feeling fine under the weather. Let me lay foundation. Mr. Chairman, this is supposed to be a committee of 10 years, isn't it? No, allow me to lay foundation. Allow me to lay foundation.
Let's hear you. Go to the court, please.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Okuneye Idris is unavailable absence because of his ill health. But I came in from Lagos this morning to show respect to the committee. Now, the issue on ground.
It's okay.
Let me lay foundation. No,
he's not here.
I think I'm here.
colleagues, we have heard from Mr. Idris' lawyer that he is not feeling fine. I will now open the floor for our members to react.
You haven't seen drama. Calm down. Today was full of drama. All right? Let's go to those ones who represented the prison officials. The first one that was asked, is it true that you were bribed to provide accommodation for Idris outside the prison, the prison custody that I was supposed to be in? Despite the fact that Idris identified as a man in front of the judge prior to his conviction, he said he was a man. So he was sent to the male prison. But the prison yard, they have different explanation to what happened. The first one that spoke in his full regalia had this to say.
It's within the same range. It's barely 200 meters from Kirikiri medium to maximum. So the offense charge was not on ground. It traveled with my express permission. And I was the command controller there. And once it's
the urgency. The other officer said for security reasons. You came, you said the urgency. Can you explain to this honorable?
In fact, right, let's hear this first. This is one we should hear first before that one.
But that is him assuming he knows your procedure. So can you, as a deputy controller general, outline
the deputy controllers are not general.
Deputy controller, can you outline your procedures and steps when you are moving an inmate? Okay, sir. As on one hand. Then, on the other hand, sir, you said in your statement that you, after inspecting the inmates, you were conflicted whether a man or woman. So you moved him, you separated him. Those were your words. So you separated him. Was it in that same facility? Did you put him in a separate room, or do you have rooms for people where you're not sure what they are? Okay, if you can answer that question for me, sir. If you can answer that question for me, sir, and then also explain to me the process of detailed process of transferring an inmate. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir. The transfer of an inmate from a facility to another facility issues from the state controller, the command controller. He will give his authorization in writing. And when you receive the authorization, you write your own transfer letter to the next facility where the inmate is going. There is 2 forms that we complete that will accompany the letter, Forms 5 and Forms 5A. Those 2 forms, you send it to state controller to sign it. When the state controller signs that Form 5 and 5A, you come to your facility and keep the Form 5 as the evidence of the movement, and use the Form 5A and your letter to carry the inmate to the next facility. When you get to the next facility, there's what we call body receipt. Body receipt will be issued to you by the records officer in that facility to accept that they received this particular inmate. All those documents are submitted themselves. The documents are attached to the annexes that I submitted to the House. The operational manual is not there. We can submit that one later.
It's okay.
Sir, do you have it? Okay, Mr. Chairman, I have requested for 2 documents. The first one is the paperwork the day he was admitted, and the second one is a discharge letter the day he was moved from that medium security, and you have an admittance letter when you took him to the maximum.
I have all that, sir.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I'm requesting for that as well. And officer,
Sir.
now, don't you think the donation of those chairs would have influenced the movement of Mr. Okuneye from medium to maximum?
That was what influenced it, sir.
No, don't you think that would have influenced? Because when we talk about corruption, yes, that an inmate donating to the correctional facility. Now, I asked before, you said no, it's not a tradition, but yet you received it and you accepted it.
Sir, I want to tell you,
and you wrote, hold on, sir. The chairs even came with his name imprinted on them, correct?
You are not the one that received it, sir. I told you that I traveled.
Sir, you are representing your institution.
Yes, but I will tell you.
Sir, are you representing your institution? You are old, sir. Be careful.
I know.
So if you are old, be careful what you say.
You remember that I said I went for exam on the 21st. After 21st visit, it was there that I was told that these chairs came, and it was.
Sir, are you speaking on your personal capacity, or you are speaking on behalf of your institution?
I'm speaking in my personal capacity as the.
So who is going to speak on behalf of your institution, sir? I hope you know why you are here.
Sorry, sir. My controller is here.
Okay. All right. So, well, let me finish the questions, Mr. Chairman. I've requested for those documents, and I wish they will be submitted. I want to give back. Thank you very much.
Like I said, we haven't even gotten to the juicy part yet. In case if you are in a hurry, please don't be. This is just to show to you the institutions in Nigeria. It is not just about, the known kind of corruption. This is you watching on a big screen in your room right now. Yeah, in that your living room or on your device. How rotten what the institutions are in that contraption. Now, let's go back to the one I wanted to share with you earlier. Here.
It's within the same range. It's very 200 meters from Kirikiri.
Hang on. A day or two after Bobrisky was supposed to be in prison, he delivered a gift to Kirikiri, a gift of chairs, to say, okay, I'm donating chairs to Kirikiri. And that was considered as partly bribe that could have helped to further facilitate them moving him to another facility. But it wasn't a facility. It was another apartment outside. Now, moving him is a word to show that they actually moved him. No, he was never there. But listen.
It's within the same range. It's very 200 meters from Kirikiri medium to maximum. So the offset charge was not on ground. It traveled by express permission. And I was the command controller there. And once it's
Sir, the urgency. The other officer said for security reasons. You came, you said the urgency. Can you explain to this honorable committee? Define this urgency for us.
The urgency, with respect, Mr. Chair, the urgency is that there's a trend story on social media that have attracted the attention of the Controller General, and they have asked me to address that matter. So I have to effect the transfer, and the staff from
the trending. Okay, so the trending story was about the chairs.
The trending story was about the chairs
that were donated.
That were donated by his relations or friends who came the previous day, and the chairs in the difficult were not enough. Okay.
So now whenever an officer on duty has to go for another course, is there nobody that usually takes over from him? Like an assistant?
There's no problem.
So in this case, why did it have to be you to come in and move Bobrisky with your official operational vehicle?
It has to be me because I got directives from my controller general. And
in your own assessment, sir, you are an officer. Was there a particular threat at that moment that would have led to the breakdown of law and order? Or people coming in to break into your facility? Because you have still not defined the urgency for us. We want to know because your vehicles moved other inmates to court. You had to rush down there. On your way to that facility, did you meet some group of people trying to vandalize your facility? Because we are trying to understand this urgency. Just go ahead. You want to tell us?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
The provision of a standing order allows the controller rule 150.
Because it was trending on social media. So they're making up different stories there. Right? Or there is more. Or there is more. And listen to me. If you are watching this and somehow you're having itchy fingers that thinks we should go and talk about something else and leave this story, we advise you to possibly go and watch something else now. All right? Or if you have that itchy finger, that you continue to drop that nonsense comments in the comment section, that there are more important things to talk about. We should leave this and that. We may have to excuse you. If you can't excuse yourself, you can possibly go and watch something else now. Right? Thank you. Let's go back in there. Officials of the prison, continue.
Later, I'm a law-abiding citizen of Nigeria. If I have the later, I will not appear here on you. You see, wow, please. I would like you to help us. You are here to give us evidence. We are here to discuss with you and investigate this matter. What you think, what we think that you could have done wrong might also be wrong in the eyes of the law. So we need you to speak the truth to us. Finally, are you on suspension? The suspension was a press release. I am not under suspension.
Order, please.
I'm not under suspension.
Please. I think we should stop so far with him. We will get to the issue of suspension because we also have a press release here suspending about 3 or 4 of the officers, signed by the Secretary of Civil Defense Correction, Fire Immigration Board, Jafaru Ahmed. That's the man that signed it. I think he's here too. Is the secretary here? We'll get to the issue of suspension and know the reason why they were suspended, and also look at the laws. Till now, even when you came back, you don't know who moved him.
No, I said my command controller.
Order.
They should. People need to understand our hierarchy. We have a hierarchy.
Yeah.
We have a controller general.
That's what I'm saying.
Who moved him? The state command controller is in charge of the whole of Lagos State. He can move into any facility. If he sees,
is it the state controller that moved him?
Yes, he's the state controller, sir.
Good. I hope you have cameras around the premises, CCTV around the premises of the prisons, the correctional facility.
Sir, medium. Yeah, no.
You don't have cameras.
In medium, we don't have.
Excuse me. Do you have cameras in the maximum?
In maximum, we have. In medium, we don't have.
Can you tender cameras from when he came into the maximum and also when he left the maximum?
I'm not the officer in charge, Martin.
No, the question is a general question because they are listening. Because we want your leadership to give us a footage of the CCTV of when Bobrisky came into the maximum and when he left the maximum. Secondly, like you have tendered the visitors row book.
Yes, sir.
How they visited him in the medium. We also want to have the visitors, I hope you came with it, how he was visited, visitors register, how he was visited when he was in the maximum.
Sir, with all due respect, the officer in charge maximum is here. I think he can.
Yeah, he's coming aboard. Yes. So I'm done. Okay.
Done? No, I don't think so. Let's take it again. Are you suspended or not? The answer.
That the suspension was fake.
I'm not saying it's a fake because it was paper.
What paper? The press release signed by an authority of the Nigerian Correctional Service. Do you know the officer that signed your suspension?
He's board secretary, sir.
Do you know him? Is there an officer in charge of the board, particularly the one that signed that suspension?
Sir, my contract general is here, sir. And I've not received any.
Are you aware of any suspension, of any press release suspending you?
I'm aware of the press release, like I said, suspending myself and my colleague in video.
Did you confirm if that suspension was valid or not?
Like I said, sir.
Yes or no?
No, sir.
Was there a response from the Nigerian Correctional Service that the suspension was invalid to entitle you to continue to wear uniform and address Parliament? While you're on suspension, you are making a caricature of Parliament. And I won't sit here and listen to someone on suspension. Chairman, can I?
The suspension are fake. The minister that suspended him through the other supervisors or whatever they call them in the correctional facility, they fooled all of us on social media. The guy was like, no, it's on paper, but no. I think that really got to this woman, who is a member of the committee, that she had to say, what is this to your law? Nigeria is burning. And here we are. We are discussing all these arguments on social media, arguments between this and that. To your law.
Come here that say that we will die. If we have and we are finally spoken. And we are happy that we have spoken. Before now, we are supposed to have had all the necessary documents, even before we came here. I can't declare now to ask you what documents do we as committee members have to work with before we even came here in the first place. We don't have any documents here to work with, and we are just collecting the documents here now. This is very, very untidy. And our institutions that are here, we need them to defend themselves. There are a lot of fake news in the air, and I'm also aware that Bobrisky has stood for $1 billion, clearly that the voice note is AI generated. Whatever it is, we don't have by the Bobrisky lawyer that is here, what is the reason why Bobrisky is not here? Is there any serious reason why he or she is not here? Is this good or not? So we need to know. So please, I want to appeal.
Order, please. Order, please.
So that we do not send a wrong signal. Already Bobrisky is claiming to be untouchable.
Yes. VDM is happy. They say Bobrisky is untouchable. He's claiming to be untouchable. He's claiming to be untouchable.
Put your services in very bad light. And this young man, even though his speech is very is unbecoming, I do not support the way you have spoken here. But let this young man not use all to shine. We must do the proper thing. Bobrisky should be addressed, issues should be addressed properly. If the man says, I talked about Bobrisky, and the Bobrisky, please, I want him to be here so that you hear what I will say.
Bobrisky be brought here.
My dear colleague.
So that means this is to be continued. It simply means Bobrisky, Idris, would have to have his day. The drama is not over. And according to that guy, that man that just spoke there, Bobrisky is showing to everybody that he is untouchable. VeryDarkMan said, Bobrisky spoke about his godfather, and he doesn't know if the godfather was among those people in there. So he would have to be kind of careful of what he says until he's sure that the person he's addressing or he's talking about is there. Meanwhile, Nigeria, that is totally in a serious debt. The last time I kind of shared with us what is believed to be the Nigeria's current debt. In the last 16 months, Nigeria, Tinubu, has been unable to attract any real investment to Nigeria. And that is something that is so shocking to a lot of people. And when I say a lot of people, I'm talking about those who usually monitors the progress, economic progress of countries. Yes, you may have criminals in charge of Nigeria. The criminals whose possible qualification is just because they are loyal to Tinubu. They do not have anything to offer. But nevertheless, it is Nigeria. There's always some potentials that always get people attracted to your country. Yeah, the foreign direct investment may not be this, but there will always be foreign direct investment. But what a lot of people are so surprised of is that in the last 16 months of Tinubu in charge of Nigeria, they have been able to attract a mere $100 million. Like, what the hell? Nobody wanted to do business with Nigeria, except for those who want to borrow them money, including those who want to buy their cheap bond. You see, every time they talk about Nigeria bond being oversubscribed, bond is a cheap money that is backed with future oil prospects. Let me explain that to you in a layman language, okay? Whenever Nigeria says we want to raise money from the bond market, it is not because Nigeria has anything to offer than oil, but it's a cheap, sort of a cheap thing, right? Nigeria will say they are looking for people to gift them $500 million. So everybody that will hear that in the global market, they will ask, for how long? Let's say 6 months or 1 year. 1 year. So we'll give you 10% interest. So what that means is free cash from everyone, okay? And that $500 million, they can even oversubscribe it by even giving them up to $700 million. Now, let's say you have $10,000 to buy part of that bond, and they are giving you 20% interest, like free money. No investment should give you 20% interest. Well, you see these criminals in Nigeria, they are offering ridiculous interest because the future oil sales, oil prospects in Nigeria, will be used to pay those people. So from the source, if Nigeria make money from crude oil sale, the money won't come to Nigeria. The money goes straight to, if you put 10,000, I put $1 million. So how much is 20% of $1 million? $200,000. You don't have to do anything. It's a free, cheap money. Politicians want money. You give them $1 million. In 12 months' time, guarantee, you get your 1 million. You get extra 200,000. So what they usually do then is, most of them that have looted money from Nigeria, they will subscribe to this bond. Maybe not you and me, because me, I don't get 10,000. I don't even get $5,000 to buy their bond. Because they know that from December, if I buy it in January and I give them that 1 million, everybody, the money will go. They will give the cash to Central Bank of Nigeria. Okay? It may be like $500 million. They will have the $500 million cash within a week. The money is there. Now, people that organize the sale, they will now wait till November. By November, every oil sold in Nigeria, the money will come back to you again. The money will go to a special place, the hand. And they will say, okay, we don't give you $500 million. So what is 20% of a $500 million? That's going to be probably like 200 million, no, maybe $150 million interest. They don't sell you anything. No. They don't do any business with you. They just provided cash for your criminal politicians. And immediately that Kadobi, Tifnumbu and the rest of them, once the money is in, they loot the money. So by December, January, by November, December, all the money sold, all the crude oil sold, instead of the money coming to you, it goes straight to these people that organize the money and give it to them. And me, I don't have to do anything all year round. For example, if I'm a millionaire now and I have like $2 million, 10%, that's a $300,000, $200,000 free cash. So Tifnumbu and his gang, they have been selling bond, and they are they are appointee in the NNPC. They have no choice because the money doesn't even come to them. I say, okay, the money don't come to you. Now pay us. No, it won't come to you at all. It goes straight to the lender. Then what are they doing with the money, the bond they collected? They are funding the budget. Funding the budget that has already been padded budget, where most of the money goes straight into the pockets of your lawmakers, the politicians who have inserted fake projects into your budget. The money won't come and build your roads. The money won't go and build your schools. The money won't build your industries. It won't improve your electricity. It will not do nothing. It's just a free, quick cash. These guys have nothing to lose. For Bokwari, they said one of the problems facing Nigeria today is that they may be telling you that you are oil producing country. High right. Bokwari has used the future oil exploration in Nigeria as collateral for loans it took and expended, stolen. The effect of all that loan that it took, and the repayment of that is totally on you, which according to Tinubu and gang is the reasons why they don't have money to run Nigeria. So they have to borrow more. And they will use every means, all means, to borrow more. And as the money comes in, they will write how to spend it. Stuffs like buying private jets, building presidential palaces, paying extra code on travels. And once they run out of cash, they go somewhere again and be like, what should we do? What should we do? Let us go and borrow again. The finance minister in Nigeria is also the coordinating minister of economy, Wale Edun. So the last time they went to America, they started begging the United Nations for debt forgiveness. According to them, if they don't forgive their debt, there is no way out. This poverty shall be permanent. But here is the supposed minister of Foreign Affairs, Tagat, telling Sheung on channels that Nigeria is not even one of the countries that have problems with borrowing. Okay, Nigeria can still borrow as much as possible. Borrow for what? Borrow to spend. They have been unable to attract real investors. They said Coca-Cola want to invest $1 billion. They said that a G7 in India, they want to invest $10 billion. They said these other people have pledged their $20 billion. Shingbai has not been invested in Nigeria. That could have made any meaningful impact other than what you have been reading in their media. That has never translated to any economic improvement or any economic contribution. You can use propaganda to jabber, like you can grab it or snatch it and run with it. When it comes to running the country, you are going to need more than propaganda. In what way in this world is the Minister of Foreign Affairs talking about economy? Listen to him.
So, Minister, if debt forgiveness is part of our agenda as a nation, just like the Obasanjo government was very successful, so I look at the nations that Nigeria is owing, 5 of them, which makes up approximately 593, almost 600 million US dollars that Nigeria has gotten in loan. China is leading the pack with about $4 billion that we are owing that country. Are we talking to China for some kind of debt forgiveness if we went to the global stage for debt forgiveness?
That is not what we're discussing with China. And when it comes to the issue of debt, look at the debt to GDP ratio even of Nigeria. So we're not even amongst the critically indebted nations when they talk about debt. When we talk about debt of developing countries, Nigeria is not in that sort of a precarious situation. In fact, as a matter of fact, China is prepared to lend more. China is prepared to invest more in Nigeria in terms of infrastructure development and other things. So that is not. But you see, what you're failing to take into consideration is when we talk about debt forgiveness, we're not necessarily referring to ourselves. Nigeria is considered to be a leading nation, not just on the African continent, but in the global south. So when we speak on behalf of Africa, we speak on behalf of developing nations, we speak on behalf of the global south. And we speak as the largest black nation on the planet. So that you have to bear that in mind.
Absolutely. Eden looked at the President Bola Tinubu's speech at the 78th address to the General Assembly, the 78th session. And now you look at the speech of the Vice President. There are almost a repeat and a copy and paste proposals from those two speeches of Nigeria's presentation to the UN General Assembly. For example, debt forgiveness. It was one of the things that President Bola Tinubu canvassed for.
But it's not copy and paste.
No. I mean, not in that sense. I'm not saying it literally word for word, but I know that over the years, several governments in this country had canvassed for similar things. They are gone for asking for a permanent seat at the UN Security Council. They've asked for regional peace within the African sub-region or West Africa or on the continent. Illicit financial flows and how the wealthiest nations can help to ensure that those who are reaping the nations of Africa off are not benefiting outside of the continent. These are some of the issues. But the question will be, which of these has Nigeria be able to benefit from? Debt forgiveness, did we benefit from it? Do we have it? We
benefited from debt forgiveness.
Permanent seats on the Security Council, do we have it?
Under President Obasanjo, we benefited from debt forgiveness. Have you forgotten?
No, I'm saying from President Tinubu from last year, and now we're talking about this year's benefit. So any of our proposals been listened to? Has anything been granted?
It's a process. It's not an event. It's not just an event. It's a process. It takes time. But you have to be there. You have to be present. And then these things happen. They don't happen overnight. We're talking about the entire planet taking a decision, and then it cascades down, and then you start feeling the event, the effect. So the effect that you felt when the last time we had debt forgiveness did not just happen with one anger. That's just it. And if you're talking about even health, global health, pandemics, and all of that, and the fact that we are now talking about producing our own vaccines after what had happened during the COVID pandemic, these are things that have palpable results that you can see, but don't expect that as soon as anger wraps up, that's it. The entire debt of the global south.
But we asked for it last year. That's the point I'm making. That some of these proposals are repetitive, do we have a progress? Do we have it?
Even in my submission, I alluded to the progress that has been made. Last year, when President Tinubu talked about the reform of the United Nations Security Council, he was one of few voices that was to lead on that. This year, the very opening, President Lula talked about it. Before anger even started, a few days before the anger convened, Linda Thomas Greenfield, the permanent representative of the United Nations, said they are in support of African countries getting 2 seats in the United Nations Security Council. The US was not talking about anybody getting additional seats the year before. So you can see that there's been a shift in their position. And it is the pressure that countries such as Nigeria put on the global stage and bilaterally on these countries that makes them shift. So we are getting results.
So, there are those who fear many.
Want to keep the people hungry and angry. But we say, be patient. There is no free beer parlor anymore.
Since when I born, you never seen this kind of abuse before. Tinubu, I must abuse you. Tinubu, number 1, Ogun Okiyopa. Tinubu number 2, Ogun Okiyoma. Tinubu number 3, Ogun Okiyo your children. Tinubu number 4, Ogun go bury all your family. Tinubu is a god to you, a god to you. Tinubu is a god to you, and Wausa.
I'm highly disappointed of Nigerian government because the Nigerian government were highly disappointed in them due to foreseen circumstances. Definitely, I'm one of those people are proving people should die in coronavirus is more better than people should die in hungers. Hunger kills more than coronavirus because some people are less privileged. Due to circumstances that I said it, some people are less privileged, which they are based on daily pay, which are not even based on salaries. But our government thinks that the lockdown is the best solution to coronavirus, and proving it to an extent and to the levels of alacrity that if someone die in coronavirus, it's more efficient to die in hunger. Because some people will be at indoor. There's no a way to make our own life.
This is not the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know. Since 1992, when I encounter you, I don't think this is the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know. That calls me his friend, and I call him my friend, and calls me my son, and I call him my father. This is not the Ahmed Bola Tinubu I know.
Anarchy loans. Anarchy loans.
In the next 2 hours, 40 minutes, Nigeria will be 64 years old. A 64-year-old crippled giant, the giant of Africa, and being led by a mentally disabled Kolu, and a country supposedly of 200 million people whose destiny is in the hand of this man.
All classes, you know what they call F level? When you get failure in all the subjects that you take. F9, F8, F9, F8, FF, double F. That is his name. All classes.
All classes of failure. Also, in another 8 hours to 1, 2, 3. Well, in another 10 hours, they will be playing a video, a recorded video of Tinubu, where he is going to tell you, okay, that I know you are suffering. I know you are hungry. There is no other way.
The cost of fuel has gone up. Food and other prices have followed it. Households and businesses struggling. Things seem anxious and uncertain. I understand the hardship you face. I wish there were other ways, but there's not.
Chai!
Let the poor breathe. Don't suffocate them. We have that responsibility.
But that's not true. Right now, the poor are gasping for breath. Hunger has finished the supposed people that were standing on the mandate. Standing on the mandate is no longer anything you see commonly anywhere anymore. Majority of them have become crippled. Hunger is nobody's mate. At least if you don't understand what that means, probably you are in that privileged position who doesn't understand hunger. Tomorrow is also a day set aside by the Nigerians who want to show to Tinubu that he has to do something, and they call it Fearless in October. Sometimes in August 1 to 10, There was what was labeled end bad governance in Nigeria. At the end of it, Tinubu's government nonchalantly ignored these people after killing more than 100 of them. No consequences, no nothing. But Sowore is back in Nigeria to lead it this time around. And they have a different name for it. Fearless in October. We wish them well. According to this comrade, except if Tinubu reverses some of these policies that have made life impossible for a lot of you. We are talking about policies like subsidy was gone, electricity subsidy, education subsidy, and few of the subsidies that were there, that were like a little bit, make life a little bit more manageable for you, that are now gone, that you are now on your own. So from tomorrow, they expect you that says you are tired, you are hungry, they expect you to be on the streets. From tomorrow, not just tomorrow, from tomorrow. I don't think I'm seeing the sign that you are going to be on the streets. Do you?
The demand. So all those our demand, we don't do. We even they ask for diaspora voting. We say me they scrap Senate. You know, we say me they cost down the cost of governance. We say me they renationalize all the assets where they don't sell, give themselves. All the assets where they sell, give themselves now. Now he make us they buy electricity expensive, buy fuel expensive, buy food expensive. No more factories, nothing. They don't destroy everything by selling it to themselves. So part of our demand say, we can renationalize those things, collect them back. So if they no go agree on the first, we come out on the second. If they no go agree on the second, we go, they come out, they go. Now then go tire out. Because we plenty pass them. We plenty pass police, we plenty pass army. And make I shock you now. Even army and police, they are facing one of the hardest punches of this regime because their salary is nothing to write home about. Their barrack, it be like where dead body they day everywhere. So even them they feel am, everybody they feel am. So if you know say they feel am, stop agonizing and complaining. Come out, come and join us on October 1st, 7 a.m. Nationwide, it will be 7 a.m. All the flyers are posted. Just check hashtag end bad governance in Nigeria. Or you check hashtag fearless in October. If you don't check those hashtags, you go see the flyer and the demands of all the whole action we want to do. You go see everything we want. You go see venue, you go see time. So please just go online, search hashtag end bad governance in Nigeria or hashtag fearless in October, because we will be fearless and we are ready. We are ready, and I know say on ourselves Nigerians know they carry last, and as it be so, all of us go march that day. We go show them say we know the mugu and we know the fear peacefully.
Okay, peacefully. All right. So the Nigerian policemen that he just referred to, as we speak, they have all washed their uniforms, starched their uniforms, and some of them will be given new boots. And tomorrow, you are likely going to see some of the uniformed men in some uniforms that you have never seen before. It is always like that. But the problem is that majority of Nigerians have become so exhausted. They do not have the strength, except they prove us wrong tomorrow. There is no cohesion, there is no collaboration, there is almost no bite in Nigerians anymore to fight these guys. Okay? And they know it. The last time that they felt like it was going to be really shocking, it only took place in northern Nigeria. Nigerians are more divided now. Others, many are saying, no, we don't want peaceful protest, we want revolution. And the ones that want revolution are not joining the ones that want protest. I don't understand. Everybody is complaining of the hardship. Everyone is affected by all of this. But the criminal politicians in Nigeria are very, very certain that una no get cohesion, una no get, especially now that Sowore is back and is the one leading this. There are those of you that believes that if Shore is involved, you're not going to be part of it. And they do know. There are some of you who believes that Shore is working for Tinubu, so therefore you are not going to join. And so many other people who have given different kind of excuses and all that. And the criminals knows. So everyone now is advising people to give Tinubu time. Same people that told you to give Bukwari time for 8 solid years. 8 years. And Bukwari right now is in London with the other genocidist. You know one thing about these two guys? They did Nigeria dirty. You see the one on the left, his name is Yakubu Gowon, a 30-year-old man that took over Nigeria in 1966 and led Nigeria to a genocidal war in 1967. And before he started the war, this man, who was single at it, well, he wasn't married at the time, his girlfriend, who happened to be from Delta, today's place at Delta State. This man, as a young man, who could have prevented the massacre that took place at the time, eventually led Nigeria to that murderous history, bloody history. Yakubu Gowon, a very selfish man that went to a meeting in Aburi, in Ghana. The meeting that could have given Nigeria a system called confederation. The one that would have allowed the eastern part of Nigeria to continue to govern themselves as they wanted to after the program against the Igbos at the time. So those who were supposed to be his own clansmen, as well as the Fulani military officers, who had a bit of stone to grind with the Igbos because they believed that the Igbos were dominating them. The Igbos that invested so much in education and became, you know, like majority in the Secretariat studies, who filled most of the Secretariat government buildings, private buildings and all that, offering Secretariat Secretariat expertise at the time. That became the Igbos' undoing. That when the program against them started, it couldn't protect them. And the only place the Igbos were safe was eastern part of Nigeria, their land. So in order to continue to be safe in their land, Ojukwu, who happened to be the military officer of that region at the time, after Gowon took over the government, after Danjuma, Theophilus Danjuma, killed the supposed head of state, Agunyi Rossi, at the time, in Ibadan. Right, they were like, no, we won't subscribe to an independent, autonomous region for the Igbos in this same Nigeria. So they told him to tear apart that agreement that could have prevented the lives of millions of people and possibly could have saved us this degenerated contraption called Nigeria today. Yakubu Gowon was from the middle belt part of Nigeria and the youngest head of state ever at the time, at the age of maybe 30 or 31. But Yakubu Gowon had a girlfriend. He had to delay the war for an extra few months until he was able to get his own girlfriend, who happened to be from today's place at Delta State, that fell under, at the time, the eastern region of Nigeria. So, because of his own selfishness, right? Until he got his own girlfriend out of that place, he didn't give the order for the killings that followed, the program, the genocide that followed. Today, Yakubu Gowon is a very old man, very, very old man, right? Whose people have also fell under the bullets of the Fulani terrorists and other jihadists who have been doing everything they can to take over the middle belt part of Nigeria. His people have been kidnapped, his people have been chased out of their farms, his people have been killed repeatedly, and he's been unable to do anything. His people have been slaughtered repeatedly by the people of that mannequin on his right, on the, on your right, on the screen. Muhammadu Bukwari, Omo Baba Onikpepeye from Niger. That one on the right is not also a Nigerian. He's from Niger Republic. His papa is from Niger Republic. An old man who came to sell Pepeye in what is today's Katsina State. Now, this man, coming from the Fulani scribe, right, who participated in what they call the retaliatory war. It's like a retaliation against the Igbos. At the time, those who killed their Sadauno, they called that the Igbo coup. The coup that killed Sadauno, killed other political figures, blamed on the Igbos, even though it wasn't the Igbo coup. So keeping that revenge in his heart, hateful man, a bloody, hateful man. Very young as well. They participated in a genocide against the Igbos. He was later rewarded as the head of state of Nigeria. And he also came back again 30 years after he was removed as the military head of state to come and become a civilian president of Nigeria. Muhammadu Buhari reignited that same Cold War against the Igbo when he boldly told all of us that the Igbos were just dot in a circle. Dot in a circle that could be wiped off and nobody would see them as a civilian president. And he kept it to his word. Today, the two of them are old, worn out, expired, more or less like a relic of themselves. And in Nigeria, they did so well, right, in their mind to keep together for God knows whose benefits, to whose benefits. That contraption is now the poverty capital of the world, where we are under the siege of different kind of terror group who just want to kill us. The two of them are no longer in Nigeria today because the Nigeria they bequeath to the people who are now running it is now a country that does not have any health care, does not have any security. They do not feel safe. In fact, at a point, they had to smuggle the guy on the right, Muhammadu Buhari, out of Katsina State because the belief was that the terrorists were closing in to Daura. Now he is in the UK receiving medical treatment, watching Nigeria burn from far when they handed it over to Kalu, the man that won't share his idea with us, so that some people won't steal that idea. I'm talking about the Tinubu.
I don't read social media. I don't want to sit here and reveal all my strategy. I am the first speaker among the three of us running. So they will spy on me. So you will have a limited answer here today. Another day you can bring me back. But that's part of what I do.
And that contraption is falling apart. And they are watching from far as we speak. So Nigeria will be 64 tomorrow. And it is just like an overgrown baby at 64 that still will never be an adult, or less of being a man. A contraption they are still keeping together just for their own little benefit. The one that some of you will be singing the national anthem tomorrow, Nigeria, you hail thee, as proud Nigerian or proud Nigerians, right? It is falling apart. And whatever it is that they told you about this contraption, we will continue to remind you of what a lie it is. And if you love that contraption, the ideal thing is to break it up and save lives. In Rivers State, where you have different characters who are done their political space today, I think it was 2 days ago, when Werewike was there to celebrate himself, make himself feel good. And there were many other people there with him is political anger on followers, you call them, who were there to kiss the ring and bend the knees. Yesterday, it was the turn of the Fubaras. I'm talking about the Fubaras men. They are also mostly the political thugs, economic saboteurs, miscreants. They call them militants. I call them economic terrorists because they have all you can attribute to terrorists. You just need them on your side. When you are running estates in Nigeria, if they are not on your side, they can terrorize the entire place for you, make it ungovernable. So to Fubara, he has some of this guy on his side because he is the one that is holding the string to the pulse of that state. So a court, hang on, I think it was on Friday, a court ruled that the application to stop the local government elections in that state was pretty much illegal. Where the weakest men went to court to stop the conduct of the local government election in the place. Prior to that, where the Wike is believed to have hijacked, I don't know if that's the right word, because he always talk about its structure, and he said the reason why he's having problem with Fubara was because Fubara was destroying the political structure that brought him to power by not agreeing and by not fulfilling the agreement they had. And what was the agreement? Fubara would be governor, and indeed they rigged him and got him to be the governor, right? It was to be parting with 30% of the all revenue that accrued to the state, whether from Abuja, whether it is IGRO or any other means that they are making money as river states. 30% of that money will go to Werewike, and in return, he will have a very peaceful reign as governor. And Werewike will use the money to take care of all the people managing the structure. Yeah. But Fubara, after 3 months of becoming governor, stopped giving him that money. He said it was too much. In fact, it didn't even say it was too much. He completely stopped it with no explanation. And Werewike unleashed his structure on him. But they have not really been able to move a needle in the sack. However, the same structure cannot really be used by Fubara. They were still sort of populated by people loyal to Werewike. So they did all they could to see if they could get that from him. It seems impossible. So what did they do? They have decided to move to another political party and then build his own political structure through that. So starting with the local government elections. They don't conduct local government elections per se in Nigeria. They just write the names. Now, that's going to be the first baptismal of fire between Werewike and the godfather and the seamless Fubara, the godson. The battle of the wit between them, when Fubara can, for the first time, put his own guys in charge, every local government area in the states, and legitimize them. So when the weakest men went to court, because by law, they said, you must conduct local government elections if you want to collect local government allocation. So Fubara would need his own men to be verified as elected officials so that he can continue to collect the local government allocation. Werewike, on the other side, went to court to stop the conduct of the elections so that they can stop the payment of local government allocation to the states. All this are just, political fight between supposed political friends and family that looted the state for 8 straight years until trailer, been a locomotive train, passed through their midst and separated them. So the court ruled that nobody should stop a local government election that is scheduled to take place. So now the die is cast. Here is one of those foot soldiers that are now on the side of Fubara. As Abuja is his name, he has a message for Werewike. Because by the 5th of October, which is this coming Saturday, River State or RISIEC, is that what you call them? RISIEC, River State's Electoral Commission, like the ones that will conduct the local government elections, they would conduct a local government election. And the state that was supposed to be a PDP state would become APP or so states from Saturday. And the structure that Wiki has been bragging about will cease from that day. But can it actually cease? Listen to this.
Abuja, where they declare wanted, so they support sin. And I hear what in the committee talk. Say, Wike, if we do you wrong, sorry, we know the perfect. Now you give us sin and no going back. The last bus stop is sin. That's why don't say, if we do you wrong, sorry. You know go continue to control us. They press us like remote. We know they're perfect. Leave sin for us. Now me be the equal one. The Ogribo one of Niger Delta. I deal with sin 100%. No bribe they shake up. No bribe. Bribe don't try come, but you no go fit shake up. Make I tell you one story. You know why they use pidgin? So even though who no break pencil go hear me. Even though who no break biro go do it, hear me. Make una see. He say sin, he go there 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. The other one again will start another 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years. Unless Nasi say he no one go again. I happy say he say no game, Martin go go. He like him, he no like him, he go there. Sing, now applaud. Now we can carry sing give us. Because he tell us say enough is what? Enough. How you gonna press me like remote? Ping pong, ping pong. Even girlfriend where you get, if you control her like that. Wife where you get, if you control her. Wicked. They are there. Make nobody do it in worry anybody. For me, Sim is the best governor. Not be to they cause trouble for River State. They work with some uniform people, they cause problem. They arrest innocent people, they frame them up. They declare me wanted, what did I do? I tell the CP, tell them, show the thing what I do. Shall say the former chairman make them come out here. They don't come out. Now their papa house. Now their mama house. Still remain #1 citizen. If she tell us say make we do it, we follow do it. See naga ayiso anazo ngo fubara naga ayiso anazo ngo. That's so it is. You go follow the man with the Abuja. He's a bit something at all. You won't hustle, you go hustle for Abuja. Make all of us hustle with who? Same fubara. #1 citizen.
Che, help us, help us. There is God. There is God, God. God should descend, today God will descend here. Nigerian women will not cry in vain.
Amen. And in that same breath, they shared the supposed humble beginning of Wiki, where the dame Patience was the one who vowed for this same Wiki before he became their governor at the time. It's an old video.
So today, I have sent you back to your people. I have handed you over to your people, Rivers people, and especially to our father that is here, who has mentored all of us, who has brought all of us. And we pray God Almighty to keep him alive, to reap the fruit of his labor. So to Wike, I hand you over to your father.
We don't swear for all of them now. We can consider all of these people now as his enemies. And he is now the Lord of River State politics. And some of them now believes that Fubara is with a wicked scammer after all they did for him and what he paid them back with. But to with a wicked, nobody made me. Nobody made me. Like that. So we'll see how that goes, by the way. Again, even though the Edo election has come and gone, there are still people that believes that Laye is not over. So we saw them on the street yesterday, weekend, protesting the election and saying that APC will not rule this state in Jesus' name. And in another 2 months, less than 2 months, precisely November, I think it's November 5, Obadonkey and everything PDP will leave Edo State. And the new guys, Okpebolo and his godfather, Oshiomole Adamu, they will take charge of the entire state. Even though some of them are already taking the motor park, garages, markets, as we speak, they can't wait till November. But these ones are like, it's not going to happen. Right. Anyway, so I got a video where this is just like a breath of fresh air, okay? If you haven't seen Obi in a while, you probably were wondering what is he up to, right? He was in Hungary. Was he Hungary? It wasn't in Nigeria yesterday. I don't know if he's back. However, before that, he was saying to be given this standing ovation, rousing welcome in one media house right there in Lagos. So he was captured. Then he gave a speech there too. Please listen and watch.
So in other words, of advice for you as journalists, it will be a case of you need to hear from all our politicians. They must do what is necessary to protect the fourth estate of the realm. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much. Members of the fourth estate of the realm, we welcome you. So please, one word of advice for journalists in Nigeria.
Well, let me start by most sincerely thanking all of you for your contribution in building a better and a new Nigeria as possible. I know that as young people, you often at times ask yourself, what we're doing, is it worth it? But I can tell you, it is worth all the effort, and I urge you to continue. We can't build this country unless all of us make sacrifice and contribute in our own little way. And the fourth estate is very critical because your voice, you are the voice of the voiceless. You are contributing, exposing the ills all of us politicians are doing, because we are the problem. Don't think that anybody who is the problem. The problem of Nigeria is not the air we breathe, it's not the food, it's not our young people who are one of the most entrepreneurial, energetic people you can imagine all over the world. The problem of Nigeria is leadership, the politicians. And you have to help us to overcome that. You have to help us to overcome issues we have in this country, which are every day. Whenever you hear us politicians talk about tribe and religion, it's because we don't have anything to show for our competence and our capability. So we try to replace it by talking about tribe. No tribe buys bread cheap in this country. No tribe buys garri cheaper. And no religion buys bread cheaper. I challenge people in Kano and say, show me where Muslims buy cheaper. So we Christians can go there and buy bread.
So, talking about the journalists, in the last 16 months alone, these are the journalists that Tinubu's regime has incarcerated, locked up, one time or another. You have a Madu Onora. You have Daniel Ojuku. You have Shegun Olatunji. You have Dele Fason. You have Karashi Ani Agolu. You have Adisa Jaji Aziz. You have Aliu Aya Tulai. And on. You have Godwin. You have Precious Eze. You have Marcos Fatumole. You have Achadu Gabriel Idibia. And on are journalists that this regime has either arrested, jailed without trial, accosted as they enter Nigeria from wherever trip they're coming from. It is not democracy. It is militocracy. So yeah, people should keep talking and keep exposing them, even though your job as journalists was supposed to be easier in a democracy. It is now becoming the life and death thing under the supposed progressives, the APC. On this note, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of this segment on this on tonight's program. Now I'm going to open the line. Okay, we've not had a phone in about 2 days. So if you do have one or two things to say or add to what we have already shared, this is going to be your turn and your shot. But first, I am going to go on a short break. When I come back, we shall take calls. And if you have to go, please. We were over 2,500 of us on YouTube earlier. We are still currently over 2,000 on YouTube as we speak. And we only have just about 500 of us who have actually liked the broadcast. If you really have to go, like the broadcast, please. And if you have means of supporting my platform, buy me a cup of coffee. The link to do that is right there in the comments. Use it. Everyone else, grab your phone and let's talk. I'll be back in a minute or two.
You get it? Okay. If you don't get it, forget about it.
I have a first caller on the line.
Yes, sir. Hello, Chief Mayogu himself.
Hello, sir. How are you? The nice one.
I'm good. I'm good. It's Wilson from Italy.
Thank you so much, Wilson. Calling in from Italy, sir.
Mayogu, I just want to use this opportunity to thank you very much for eye-opening that you have been doing to humankind of Nigerian people who refuse not to understand and who refuse not to die. Fela and Nicola Bokuti have said this thing. My people fear too much. They fear for freedom. They fear to fight for freedom. They fear to fight for food. They fear for everything. Now, these criminals have used tribal sentiments to destroy them, finish. You have been saying this, none of them want to. Could you imagine, till today, they are selling fuel some area, 1,000 something. People are still buying. People are still buying.
You know if it happens in Akwa Ibom, they sell a liter of petrol for as much as 2,500 naira per liter. And guess what? To make it worse, there's barely maybe 2 filling stations in the entire state at some point. It is that bad. So
Okay. You see, then and even self at it is they are still buying. People are still telling you, carry on, go on, just give them time. Eh? You see, you get what you read out now about the journalists that they're being captured or being jailed or whatever they have done to them. I am not pitying them, to be honest with you. I am not pitying them because they are major. I'm not sorry for them because they are the major part of the problem. Journalists, all the old journalists in Nigeria, or even what they say, the phrase they say, journalists is the eye watch of the government. What are they doing? So these criminals they have killed all the investigating journalism. They have killed them. Nobody is willing to sacrifice apart from what you are doing now. Look at now, VDM have done something. Everybody want to praise him. This has been happening. Is it today we know that people have not been going to prison? You want me to name millions of people that have been? When I was in Nigeria, that was in 90s. I had a man. Two friends, two of their kids now have argument. One just pushed the other one, he fell down and died. And that one that the one that killed his son is a transporter, he had money. And the one that the son that killed the other friend is a prison warder, is a control in an Enugu prison. Do you know what happened? That man exchanged his son. His son went to South Africa and be living there. Somebody else that all these criminal police will arrest, they will just use them to replace. This is a true life story. I'm not telling you that somebody told me. A true life story. They now send this guy to South Africa. This guy was in South Africa. So this man, because he had money, is a respected and evil man. Now he now had that boy that was supposed to be in prison is in South Africa. He now sent his own people from Nigeria and paid them. They went there and killed that guy, and unalived that guy.
Wow.
Then the matter closed.
As a means of
Do you know what?
when he found out, Abi?
Yes, man, as means of revenge when they found out. And you know that man that the son they went to South Africa unalive. You know, you can't tell people that my son is dead because already Nigerian government have given him a death sentence. So the man quietly went to South Africa and picked his son and buried him quietly. Nobody even hear about it. Can you imagine? So it's not today. So let people stop pretending that Peter Obi came and told us that all the establishment of Nigeria is gone. No one is remaining. There's no any establishment of Nigerian government that does not have corruption. Corruption that smelling one. Look, just go any angle. Leave all of them that is pretending that they are holy. Is it not on Sunday that another criminal of all these pastors did their own? They gave him upon all this upon Rolls Royce, upon all this crisis, upon all this hunger, where Nigeria have turned to the poverty capital of the world. Upon all this hunger, the other pastor dash to Rolls Royce when people are hungry, when they cannot provide food for their members. Is that you see how
the only country in the world where you will see is the poverty capital of the world, right? Then you have billionaires.
Yes,
billionaires.
Yes,
where are they making the billions from?
Out of these people, they are drying their blood. They are sniffing their blood out of them, saying they are making money. Okay, you can ask yourself, what are they preaching to these people? If really the way they are preaching, if really there is God, what are they preaching to these people? If really there's God, because if really there's God, Nigerians should wake up. There's nothing left anymore. These people are trying to sniff life out of you. This is what they are doing. There's no joke. I'm asking all Nigerians before tomorrow morning, if you have brother, you that is listening to my voice and listening to my Ogu's voice, if you know this is your last chance, get these people before they get you. Go out there and make sure. They did it in Sri Lanka. Do you know what happened? Let me use this opportunity and still tell Nigeria. Do you know what happened? They did the election. Sri Lanka has been ruling by one family. after uncle, cousin, after cousin or father. They've been turning the goalpost. Yes, they've been turning the goalposts. They will do election. They do abracata like the one they did in Nigeria. Somebody who said that they don't want to expose his idea, make them no copy his idea. They did the same election. As they did the election, those family they took over after IMF give them their condition before they go borrow their money. Now they begin tight. As usual. This one, that's why I am ashamed of the youth. You know, say Buhari tell the youth they are lazy youth. Really, they are lazy. Do you know what these people do? They increase the school fees of the university. These people came out 18 months of 18 months.
That was the
yes,
end
18,
of those. I remember.
Yes, no, 18 months of protest. Do you know what they did? They 18 days of protest. These people brought out police. Police kill about, I don't know about how many number, about 300 or something. They kill. The police people run out of patience. They brought out military. Do you know what the military did? They never touch anybody. The military stand. The people are marching direct to the presidential palace that this man they must come down. Do you know that these people run away? They negotiated their way with the military. The military bring helicopter for them to leave for them to leave. Even the food they were eating, even some money, you see that they left the place in a hurry. Yeah? They now negotiate. They went to military. The military now negotiated for them to go and seek asylum for another country. That is why I think it's 3 days ago that they inaugurated a new president like Peter Obi, who said that they will go back into production, that the problem is that their consumption, they will go back to production. That is the man that in three days ago in Colombo, that is where they sweared him in. I don't know what is happening in Nigeria. Yes, I don't know what is happening in Nigeria that people will still tell you, I'm from your tribe. I think Peter Obi told you that, show me where your tribe people are buying bread cheap so that we can. So they're not nothing. So all of us is in this mess. It's high time. Look at what they did in Edo. You see the Abarakata there. Somebody, because even the king, it's
because of our time, okay? So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's Wilson there from Italy. I have Jefferson on the line.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, this is Jefferson from Texas. How you doing, man?
I am very well, right? I kept mixing it up, say Jefferson is from Texas or is he from New York? I'm glad you mentioned that right now. I won't forget again.
Oh, Texas.
How are you doing
Texas.
today? I mean, this evening, sir.
Oh, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. In fact, I'm watching all the VeryDarkMan, the Bobrisky, all the court case, the Momu Jumbo.
All those information all together out there, Jefferson. Some people feels like it's not worth it. No. It's more than worth it.
It is worth it to expose of them, right? Yes.
We need to see how rotten it is for real. So that in our mind, we can know that I knew it's rotten, but I didn't know it's this rotten. Jefferson.
Yeah, so, basically it is good that it happened. But my fear is this. In as much as he has exposed these guys now, there's this tendency of the armed forces trying to play fast one with the politician to say, say you won't call, if the forces be hero, okay, we'll go show you. They will try to corner him. So my prayer is that may God protect him and may he be safe too. Almost the same thing. I'm praying for his safety, the same way I pray for the safety of this lady who was in the country before doing NSAS. But thank God she escaped. I've forgotten that name. But she's a star. No, is this I've forgotten that name,
DJ Switch. Or which one?
Yes, DJ Switch. When they expose key things, that is when the government will say, this guy, they are exposing too much, and then they will now go and start striking and start attacking. I'm really happy at discussing this thing, because at the end of the day, and then plus the video you brought about be talking about, where are they buying food cheap and all that, coupled with what the last caller said, it's high time we will continue to push and push. We'll continue to push. It might look like we don't have any power, but we continue to. Yeah, so, and again, if there's a way a petition can happen where all Nigerians, meaningful Nigerians, can write a very powerful petition that everything that has been borrowed from Nigeria by the so-called politicians with pen and paper, they will be the ones to pay back, not we Nigerians, because we did not send them. When they were elected into office, they used all their sirens, they used all their political talks, they did all manner of things and silenced we, the citizens. But when they get into the office, they decide that they can sign a couple of millions of dollars, billions of dollars, billions of naira, trillions of naira, sign all manner of things without asking us if it is good for us or not. In other countries, they don't just sign money like that. They don't just borrow money. I believe they have a round table before that is happening. But here in Nigeria, they just go ahead, they borrow money.
No,
and when they borrow,
it is same in that contraption too, right? But the problem is that all important institutions have been hijacked. Okay, for example, there is no, it is illegal for any executive to go and print money just like that without the approval of the National Assembly. But Boko Haram printed 27.5 trillion naira, over $50 billion. And just 3 days to the end of his tenure, he bribed the National Assembly guys with $45 million, right? And they backdated
and that's
approval. Yeah, they said it was a got approval. They backdated it. And that's how everything they did is now legal. Because criminals have institutions in that place, and Tinubu is doing it.
And this is someone, and Buhari was somebody who is said is so upright. He's an upright man. He didn't have any house. He only has 150 cows and one house in Kaduna. Look at him. Look at him. And then they use that to deceive Nigerians. And up to today, Nigerians, look at where we are today. So I just feel that there should be something we can do. But I know that it's going to happen if you can write a powerful petition and write and say, let them not give Nigeria any money until they find out what they use that money to do. I believe that is a first a stepping stone. If a petition can start, an anonymous petition for Nigerians and by Nigerians, close to can get up to, let's say, 10 million people from all over, or let's say 100 million, and then sign it and say no money should be given to anybody. Nobody should borrow. In fact, they should find a way to get the money. And all the people that have been borrowing that money, they should go after each and every one of them to pay back that money, not Nigerians. Nigerians had nothing to do with it. It was the politicians that went on their own to make that decision without our consent. I believe we'll get somewhere with that.
Amen. I love your enthusiasm, by the way. Or should I say,
oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
So let's hope something like that pops up, and then I will sign it if I see it on my own timeline. By the way.
Exactly. I wish we can get it. We'll get someone who can write it. It will help every one of us.
Bless you, Jefferson.
Anyway, let me add on YouTube, man. Keep on doing the good work. It's not easy, and may God protect you as well.
Amen. And you too, sir. You have a good one, okay?
All right.
Yeah, that's Jefferson there from Texas, as we have now reconfirmed. To everyone that needed to see this, it's an old clip where Tinubu was encouraging, it was like an ACN or APC thing, by the way, right? Where Tinubu was encouraging the people to take on the government, kick them out, face them. The video is back. Some of you are planning to eat the street tomorrow. Maybe you need to watch this.
Could improve this situation for the good of all of us. Do not allow the opportunity to make things better for us. They make it better for themselves, for their comfort and their families. Cronyism is prevailing. Today, our rulers in Abuja and across some of their states, you know what they say to us when they remove subsidy and we say no. Hunger is increasing, they say, so what? Unemployment is a cause, they say, yes, we know. Why are the people hungry? Is then let them face death. That is what is in Abuja of today. The current way of governance make nation do the impossible. What it does, it makes poverty and the erosion of just society inevitable. We have gathered at this hour in this place to put an end to the national corruption and corruption. We have assembled here today to bring a new day in Nigeria to our people. Today, the Nigerian people are decent and hardworking people. They are equally long suffering. They tolerate for too long. Just because they are long suffering does not mean they should be forced to suffer until death comes. We, our people, we've had enough of excuses. Our people have had enough of having nothing. The current government's trademark is to throw empty words, all action at our problem, as if doing nothing will cause our troubles to live for sheer boredom. Unemployment increases. Industrialization, we have nothing. Refinery, nothing is working. Electricity, they lie. If this is the government of, if this is the government's idea of transformation, and we have none of it, we should not have any of it. Because before, we say the government of slow motion. Now, it is the government of no motion at all. If they want to stand still at the bus stop or train station and be stagnated without poverty, they have the right to do so. And we have a right to kick them out. Not enough that they are stealing from our children tomorrow for lack of investment in education. They are still embezzling the retirement benefit of hardworking Nigeria, including our grandfathers. They are stealing the port, the treasury, not even leaving some coins for us to work with.
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt. I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
Just thought I should replay that, for you. If it's going to possibly motivate you, because they are now the ones that are in charge. And right now, not only that they are stealing what is the content of the pot, they have made the entire pot disappear. Because according to them, right now, there is no more free beer parlor.
I want to keep the people hungry and angry. But you say, be patient. There is no free beer parlor anymore.
There is no free beer parlor anymore. Call you. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it seems that we would be calling it a night early tonight. Okay. There is not much of traffic of those of you who want to possibly contribute to this tonight, so I'm not going to drag it on. Okay. We had a caller on the line earlier, but I kind of lost the caller. So let's go digest on what we have heard so far, right? And then tomorrow is another day. Let's see what tomorrow holds, especially what Kalu has to say. I know some of you are not expecting anything much, right? Are you? No. Enjoy the rest of your evening or night. Good night from here.
Máyégún làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Máyégún Diary na him be number one.
Máyégún làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Máyégún Diary na him be number one.
Máyégún ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Máyégún Diary na him be number one.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Máyégún Diary na him be number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Máyégún já wa sí.
Máyégún Diary na him be number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún Diary na him be number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Máyégún máa wí.
Máyégún Diary na him be number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Máyégún Diary na him be number one.
Máyégún Diary politico.
Máyégún Diary na him be number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Máyégún.
Máyégún Diary na him be number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Máyégún Diary na him be number one.
Àní Máyégún làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Máyégún Diary na him be number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé. Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀lọ́mọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù máyé ń ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.